Day is finally here. I'm finally watching Oppenheimer. I struggled so much this summer because it came out a few weeks before I was planning to give birth, and I was so excited and wanted to watch it in the cinema. Christopher Nolan is my all-time favorite producer. Actor-wise, I see Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr. and so many more that I recognize from Christopher Nolan's oeuvre as well. And I'm just stoked to watch this. I love things that are based on reality. I love the biopic, is that what it's called? And I'm just here for it. I'm so excited. I don't want to waste any more time. I just want to jump into this movie because it's also a 3-hour one. And I don't think my baby's gonna nap for 3 hours. So let's get into today's movie. If you like reactions like these, make sure to like and subscribe. Full reactions you can find over on Patreon, together with a bunch of exclusives. Last month I did Midnight Mass. This month I'm doing Fargo. Next month I'll be doing Mandalorian season 3. And I have some other goodies planned as well. So if you want to check that out, make sure to check out Patreon. Let's get into today's movie. Goosebumps already.
Dr. Oppenheimer. Dr. Oppenheimer.
Why is he working with the chapters again? Nolan.
You weren't there? As chairman, I wasn't allowed to be. Years ago. 4 years ago. 5. Oppenheimer still divides America.
Also, like, I do know who he is, but history-wise, I don't know much about it. I've had people say, like, you learned this in school, but not really, honestly.
Why did you leave the United States?
I wanted to study the new physics.
I thought Berkeley had the leading theoretical physics department.
Yes, once I built it.
Oh.
I went to Cambridge to study under Patrick Blackett.
Were you happier there than in America?
Happier.
Yes.
What does that matter?
I was homesick, troubled by visions of a hidden universe.
Damn, okay.
Useless in the lab.
Roy, Oppenheimer. Have you had any sleep?
No.
I need to go to the lecture, sir. It's Niels Bohr.
All right, let's go.
Oh, no, not you, Oppenheimer. You finished catching that sleep.
Wow, isn't that mean? He reminds everybody and then he's the one not to go. I don't know much about chemistry or physics, but I do know that cyanide is no good. Oh my god, no, he's poisoning him.
Quantum physics is not a step forward.
Like, this tells you a lot about him as a person, what you do to someone if you're pissed off.
Niels, meet J. Robert Oppenheimer.
You were at my lecture. You asked the only good question.
I heard you give the same
At
lecture.
Harvard, yes, and you asked the same question. Why ask again?
I'd like your answer.
Oh, damn.
Get to Germany, study under Max Born, learn the ways of theory. Wormhole.
How's your mathematics?
He's not even fazed by it.
Algebra's like sheet music. The important thing isn't can you read music, it's can you hear it. Can you hear the music, Robert?
Was he the captain in Dunkirk? I like about Nolan that he uses the same actors as well. Just because in my mind, I think that means that they get along as well. And like, it doesn't matter for a movie, but in a sense, I like it to know that behind the scenes, they don't hate each other, you know? Apparently, Robert Downey Jr. is a really good guy to work with as well.
An honor. Mr. Strauss, welcome to the Institute. I think you'll be very happy here.
Interesting, so he studied in Germany as a Jew, and I assume right before the war then?
This would be your eyes.
You like?
I'm told he's there most afternoons. Wondered why you didn't involve him in the Manhattan Project. Greatest scientific mind of our time.
Of his time.
Crazy that someone is like Einstein.
I'd love to introduce you. Really? I've known him for years.
Damn. I feel like I've never seen Einstein depicted in a movie.
Well, the purpose of this institute is to provide a haven for independent minds.
Well, then I'll consider it. I'll see you at the AAC meeting tomorrow.
Now he's worried.
Continue with my
Mr.
statement.
Robb, you'll have ample opportunity to cross-examine.
Moved on to Leiden in Holland, where I first met Isidore Rabi.
Damn, he really went to this region.
A Yank lecturing on the new physics. This I have to hear. I'm an American myself. Let me know if you need any help with the English.
Dwarsdoorsnede van de... Finally Dutch. Finally. What?
What's he saying?
Dude! Okay, it's not great Dutch, but it's cool.
A long way to Zurich. If you get any skinnier, we're gonna lose you between the seat cushions. I'm Robbie.
What a way to break the ice.
You learned enough Dutch in 6 weeks to get a lecture on quantum mechanics.
I wanted to challenge myself.
Also, I hear, but of course I don't know, that Dutch is not easy to learn.
You homesick?
Oh, you know it.
Ever get the feeling all kinds isn't entirely welcome here?
Yeah, I like that joke.
There's a German you have to seek out. Right.
Heisenberg. A name that I particularly know from Breaking Bad.
I liked your paper on molecules.
Probably because you inspired it.
If I inspire anything else, let me know. We could publish together.
I have to get back to America.
Why? There's no one there taking quantum mechanics seriously.
That's exactly why.
Pining for the canyons of Manhattan.
Canyons of New Mexico.
Then it's best you get home, cowboys.
Did you ever encounter Heisenberg? Yeah. Not in person.
Paper.
You might say our paths crossed.
I'm returning to America. I accepted positions at both Caltech and up at Berkeley.
Damn, New York, we have a ranch. I go to the Netherlands, to England, to Germany, back to America.
Oh, I must have missed the...
Mr. Lomnitz?
Nah.
Yes, this is it, please.
Oh, he's like, where's everybody else?
What do you know about quantum mechanics?
I have a grasp on the basics.
You're doing it wrong. Quantum mechanics says it's both. How can it be both? It's paradoxical, and yet it works.
Can you hear the music? Oh, and the group gets bigger. Love that transition.
You're gonna be okay.
We he sucked at the test.
The FBI was taking license plates outside suspected communist gatherings, and his name popped up.
Oh boy. All right.
This is my little brother Frank, and this is...
Still Jackie.
They think that socialism is a bigger threat than fascism.
Look at what the Nazis are doing to the Jews. I send funds to colleagues in Germany to emigrate. I have to do something.
I get that your mind is so like in the theory, and then you have this life in front of you that a lot is happening. That you need a bit of both.
The gravity gets so concentrated it swallows everything.
Perhaps one day an astronomer finds one, but right now all I have is theory, which can't impact people's lives.
Which will impact a lot of people's lives.
Ownership is theft.
Property.
Property?
Property, not ownership.
Sorry, I read it in the original German.
Oh, she got him, and then he got her harder. That sucks.
You're a physicist, you pick and choose rules? Or do you use the discipline to channel your energies into progress?
Oh, I guess some people really get turned on by intellectual stimuli.
I tried to poison my tutor.
Did you hate him?
I liked him very much.
You just needed to get laid.
I don't think they ever put it that succinctly.
You have everyone convinced you're more complicated than you actually are.
Ooh, she's like, I see through you, sir.
What's this?
Sanskrit.
You can read this?
I'm learning.
Damn, like some people are so smart. Of course, we already know that from what he worked on, but...
Read the words.
And now I am become death, destroyer of worlds.
Damn, that sentence. Now I'm become death, destroyer of worlds. Fits perfectly in the movie, right?
I'm getting married.
Frank, congratulations.
Thank you.
Jackie.
At least he remembers her name.
And I want you to be cautious.
And I want to wring your neck. I won't live my life afraid to make a mistake.
You're happy.
You reckon his brother's gonna get in trouble? Why did she turn around and go?
They've done it. Hanenstrasse in Germany. They split the uranium nucleus. It's a nuclear fission. They did it. They split the atom.
So fission is the other side of fusion. Fusion is getting together and fission is splitting.
You, me, and every other physicist around the world has seen you. What are we all thinking?
What are we thinking?
Bomb. Alvarez. Bomb.
Wasn't the same thing happening with dynamite? That they wanted to use it for the mines, but then it was used for bad intentions. And also, wasn't that the first Nobel guy? Dynamite? And then he made the Nobel Prize because he wanted to be remembered for something else than dynamite? Or am I mixing two stories here?
Teachers are unionized. Why not professors? Academics have rights too.
Look, it's not that. I've got a group coming.
Oh, I'll sit in.
Not this one.
Oh boy.
What brings you two up north?
Okay, he knows what's going on there, but I feel like I don't.
I need to make clear that my changing views on Russia did not mean a sharp break from those who held different views. For a year or two and during a previous marriage.
Oh, there she is. I never knew Florence Pugh. I don't know how to pronounce it. Was in this movie. Here we have Kitty.
Do you two need anything?
We're good, Ruthie. So,
She's married to the guy from The Office.
Well, somehow I have graduated to housewife.
Which you all probably knew, but I didn't until recently.
this drink, our bodies, groupings of tiny energy waves bound together.
By what?
How is everybody in this movie good at flirting? Like, what the hell, man? He's a physicist having contact with two women and he scores with both of them immediately. Not in real life.
I'm going to New Mexico, to my ranch with friends. You should come. I meant with your husband.
He meant without your husband.
I want you to hear it from anyone else.
At least you didn't bring me flowers.
Wait, they were still together?
He knocked her up. Fast work. What about the husband?
We talked, they're getting a divorce. We can get married before she starts showing.
Whoa. Actually, very sweet. I would not take it that well if my partner was like, you know what just happened? She's pregnant. Bye. Here's some flowers.
Senator, I can't possibly answer for security clearance granted years before I ever met the man.
Exactly.
The project.
The baby.
Let's celebrate.
Shouldn't you go to him?
Shouldn't you go? Should someone go to him? Now, being a mom, I suddenly know how freaking hard it is. I had no idea. Being with a baby all day by yourself can be real tough.
I don't know how to say this.
I always like to tell myself that I need to be more patient than the little one is sad. And that helps me too sometimes. Like, just be patient, Mary, just be patient.
We're awful people. Selfish, awful people. Forget I asked.
Selfish, awful people. They don't know. They're selfish and awful.
Oh, that's nice.
You see beyond the world we live in. There is a price to be paid for that.
The baby.
Harriet was always going to join the world.
Having a baby, know the world.
Who are the uniforms?
I thought you might know.
Matt Damon. Sorry.
I built the Pentagon. The brass likes it so much they made me take over the Manhattan Engineer District. Now I'm looking for a project director.
And my name came up.
Nope.
The swallow.
Nothing good? No, not even he's brilliant, but...
Well, brilliance is taken for granted in your circle, so no.
Everybody's brilliant around these people.
Why don't you have a Nobel Prize?
Why aren't you a general?
They're making me one for this.
Perhaps I'll have the same luck.
A Nobel Prize for making a bomb?
Alfred Nobel invented dynamite.
Oh my god, yes, I was right. I'm not completely stupid.
Hitler called quantum physics Jewish science. Hitler is so blinded by hate that he's denied Heisenberg proper resources because it'll take vast resources.
With that compartmentalization, all minds have to see the whole task to contribute efficiently.
Wow, that's crazy and horrible.
All America's industrial might and scientific innovation connected by rail. And it comes together here.
What I find difficult is that I notice that I get really excited about the conversations and the build-up and the intellectual stimuli and then discovering stuff and working on stuff and projects. You know that it will end up in something horrendous that's being used for bad purposes, and that's... Oh.
I'm not a soldier, I'm a soldier. I'm a general. I've got all the soldier I need.
I just need one.
Why would you think I'd do that?
Most important fucking thing that ever happened in the history of the world.
That was a weird nod.
I've got some skeletons. They put me in charge. They need us. Until they don't.
Oh, true. They take your smarts. And then what do you have left?
You drop a bomb that falls on the just and the unjust. I don't wish the culmination of 3 centuries of physics to be a weapon of mass destruction.
It's interesting to have someone stop the progress to think about fairness and justice.
If we can be trusted with such a weapon, but I know the Nazis can't.
And that's an interesting argument as well, right? When I play Civilization, I'll always lose, or like any other game, because I don't build an army, because I think I don't want to fight with wars, but then everybody else builds an army, so then I lose.
Take off that ridiculous uniform. Rose is insisting we join. Tell Groves to go shit in his hat.
Okay. But that's this never-ending thing of like building weapons, right? They have weapons, so they need more. They have more. Now we need more again, so they'll have more. And then how many times can the world be destroyed at this point? 8 times with all the weapons in the world?
This is fantasy. Tellus calculations can't be right.
Do them yourself while I go to Princeton.
What for?
To talk to Einstein.
Well, there's not much common ground between you two.
That's where I should get his view.
That's true, I think. If you want the best feedback.
Dr. Oppenheimer. Well, have you met Dr. Grendel?
Might I have a word?
Of course.
It's so crazy. Like, I've never seen him depicted, and it's like, this is one of the smartest people ever. And look at him. He looks like a shuffled granddad.
Who's working on this in Berkeley?
Sounds better.
He'll get to the truth.
And if the truth is catastrophic?
Then you stop. And you share your findings with the Nazis. So neither side destroys the world.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart. If everybody has a possibility, nobody will use it. Unless both use it. In that sense, I'm not a good strategist whatsoever.
You know who I ran into the other day? Eltonton. He was moaning about how we're handling the war. Apparently, the government's not sharing any research with the Russians. Well, he said most scientists think the policy is stupid. Going around official channels that he could help.
I'm just telling you for your information. If you would know anybody that want to pass on info.
Nothing in our long-standing friendship would have led me to believe that Chevalier was actually seeking information, and I am certain that he had no idea of the work in which I was engaged.
That's so hard, right? If a friend of yours insinuates something, you clearly know what's going on, but what are you gonna do? Like,
we use hydrogen. We compact the atoms together under great pressure to induce a fusion reaction. Then we'll get not kilotons, but megatons.
you're all laughing at him, but apparently he's the smartest guy there.
To fuse hydrogen atoms.
A small fission bomb.
There we are. Well, since we're going to need one anyway.
Okay.
I've been thinking about implosion. Explosives around the sphere blast inward. I'll talk to Ordnance. Get you blowing things up.
Imagine having this brainstorm about how you can make the biggest bomb possible.
Even British. Since Hitler told me I wasn't German. Come, welcome to Lothair.
Interesting, right? How everybody's motivation is so colored by background in those decades.
These men aren't stupid. They can be discreet.
I don't like it.
You don't like anything enough for that to be a fair test.
Oh, he actually has nothing to say.
The fact that your security clearance is proving difficult to obtain is not my fault.
It may not be your fault, but it's your problem, because I'm going.
Damn, there's so much like in this movie.
They asked if I could type.
Can you?
Harvard forgot to teach that on the graduate chemistry course.
Camden, put Mrs. Thorny here on the plutonium team.
She's like crazy smart.
In light of the current AEC guidelines, would you clear Dr. Oppenheimer today?
Oh, we got no answer yet.
I'd like to remind you what we talked about in Berkeley. Compartmentalization, I understand completely.
Oh, he looks worried.
Sorry, General, I said I understood, not that I agreed. Okay.
Oh, he's laughing now, but General is not laughing.
What about Lomanitz? Lomanitz was never employed at Los Alamos. He was a liaison. Our security was tight, as former Colonel Nichols well knows.
Our security was as tight as it could be given the personalities involved, but attempts were made.
Oh, he's frustrated.
Do we need to talk about Jean Tatlock? Or the Chevalier incident?
Give us that incident, though. They've mentioned it multiple times.
Lomanitz just got drafted.
And Lomanitz has been trying to unionize the radiation lab.
He promised to quit all that.
Oh, man.
Berkeley's concerned about communist infiltration through that union, the FA.
FACT.
Your Q clearance came through. It's important you not maintain or renew any questionable associations.
Damn, he has a I don't know what it is, but the way he looks, but he looks scary.
Subject met with and spent considerable time with one Gene Tatlock, communist, the record of whom is attached.
The subject being Dr. Oppenheimer.
Yes.
Whom you had not met.
Not then, but soon after.
It's crazy because from what we've seen, it's mere an emotional relationship and physical, but not political.
You've heard there are other parties interested in the work of the radiation lab.
A man attached to the Soviet consul, that he was in a position to transmit information.
Well, why would anyone on the project want to do that?
That's a good question.
There might be an argument for the commander-in-chief informing the Russians they're our allies, after all, but I don't like the idea of it going out the back door.
You said that to Bash.
I was trying to put it in the context of Russia's not Germany.
Ooh, I feel like that context might not have passed over well.
It's my business to stop it from going through illegally. Would you be a little more specific?
I believe he's a chemist who works at Shell. He talked to a friend of his who's an acquaintance of someone on the project.
Attempting to give them Elzar without opening a can of worms.
Of course it would open a can of worms.
I think you can understand it's because of my insistence in not getting innocent people into trouble.
The tension is so high.
Instead of us going on certain steps, which may come to your attention and be disturbing to you, I would like to discuss those with you first.
Isn't it crazy how somebody can speak so slow and quiet and still come across as so scary? You don't need someone to shout big words.
They felt my time would be better spent in Europe determining the status of the Nazi bomb project.
Who did?
General Groves.
Oh. Oh, he took him out. If you want more reactions and you want some exclusive full-length reactions, you can find those on Patreon. There I have posted full reactions to these movies exclusively, and also I'm working on a lot of shows on there. For example, Better Call Saul, I've uploaded Book of Boba Fett as well. Last month I did Midnight Mass, and this month I'll be uploading Fargo Season 1 exclusively on Patreon. I also have something in store for next month, so make sure to check out Patreon if you want more. Let's go back to the movie reaction.
Is it big enough
to end the war?
To end all war?
Ooh.
Did he mention gaseous diffusion?
He seemed more focused on heavy water.
As a moderator?
I have no clue what that means. They're all laughing.
He took a wrong turn. We're ahead. And with you here to help us, Niels.
So could you give us a moment, gentlemen?
Why? During the party?
Why did you come?
To talk about after. The power you're about to reveal will forever outlive the Nazis.
Yeah.
You're an American Prometheus. The man who gave them the power to destroy themselves. And they'll respect that. And your work really begins.
Was there a book or something as well? American Prometheus? Prometheus? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Robert? Robert.
I found her yesterday in the bath. She took barbiturates, but there was chloral hydrate in her blood.
Oh, I think we already knew what happened when we saw the bathtub the first time.
You don't get to commit the sin, and then have us all feel sorry for you that it has consequences. People here depend on you.
I wouldn't even know what to say. He's basically crying about his ex-girlfriend, mistress, that passed away. And like you're mad at him because he cheated, but of course you don't want her to die either.
But that was the recommendation of the AEC, was it not?
After hours of discussion about the best response.
Stupid planned.
I say we use this moment to gain concessions from the Russians by committing that we will not build a hydrogen bomb.
Thereby revealing its existence.
Which you seem convinced they already know.
Yeah, so what is it? We will not do it? Oh, you will not do what? Interesting. We will do it now.
Germany is about to surrender. No longer the enemy who are the greatest threat to mankind. It's our work.
Whoa, that's interesting.
Their defeat seems assured.
Not if you're a GI preparing to invade.
How do we justify using this weapon on human beings?
You can't.
Our work here will ensure a peace mankind and international cooperation that Roosevelt always envisaged.
Which is interesting because I do agree that knowing that the other person could do this will probably stop you from using it yourself because it is a good attack system, but you can't defend against it. But if you think about it, it's not like we've not seen wars recently.
In July. I need my brother. I insisted on bringing on your brother Frank, and no one...
Didn't they also not use computer CGI stuff whatsoever in this movie.
I knew my brother could be trusted. Absolutely.
That's the thing though, like you trust your family a bit more, I guess, than other people. Whoa.
We learned we're gonna need to be a lot farther away.
Well, figure it out, fast.
It's interesting to see everybody's own agenda.
3 years of brutal conflict in the Pacific buys a lot of latitude with the American public.
Enough to unleash the atomic bomb?
I really want to watch the show The Pacific.
What are we estimating?
In a medium-sized city, 20 or 30,000 dead.
But don't underestimate the psychological impact of an atomic explosion.
It's so scary because they're so proud of it in a scientific way, but in a human way, it's so like, no.
Is there no way to demonstrate a bomb to Japan?
Twice. Once to show the weapon's power, and a second to show that we can keep doing this until they surrender.
Oh my god, can you imagine that this is how they decided this?
I've taken Kyoto off the list due to its cultural significance to the Japanese people. Also, my wife and I honeymooned there.
Oh my god, that's like... And like, even though we could know this, right? At one point they decided where they're gonna drop it. But it's just like a list like... Blah, 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 and it could just be anyone of... Ugh.
But as soon as it's practical, we should sever any such scientist from the program. Wouldn't you agree, Doctor?
Ooh.
Based on your calculations,
Time to stand behind your science, son. Literally.
That's scary, right? If you're a theory guy and suddenly other people have to put it in practice and might die, you better be sure of what you're doing.
4,000 people, $2 billion. If it doesn't go off, we're both finished.
Yeah, and it will go off, and you'll finish a lot of people.
What did Fermi mean by atmospheric ignition?
Well, we had a moment where it looked like the chain reaction from an atomic device might never stop.
What was Fermi still taking side bets on it? Call it gallows humor.
Are you a bit worried?
Except it's the most remote possibility.
Near zero.
Near zero. What do you want from theory alone?
It's so double because in any other movie you'd be excited for them and like, I hope it works and I hope he discovers stuff, but here it's about a weapon of mega destruction. You kind of want them to fail, but well, history has already happened, so...
Yeah.
Better safe than sorry, mate. It's not like you're on the beach. Why are some of them sitting on a chair and in a car and some of them are laying down? Like, why is not everybody just laying down? Put on your fucking... What? He's running. Oh no, he wants to see closer? What? What about the sound of the explosion for them? Isn't that also dangerous on your ears? I wonder what goes through your mind at a moment like this. Is it like he's so proud, like his child is being born, you know, his work came to fruition? Or is he scared because what this could mean for the world? Oh boy. Oh, they're further away, okay.
It worked.
What a double-edged sword.
I'm good for it.
Come on, like, no, give it to me, give it to me.
The blast won't be as powerful.
With respect, Dr. Oppenheimer, we'll take it from here.
I was thinking that the moment that it worked, it's like plop. Thank you, brain.
More power in 20,000 tons of TNT. It is the harnessing of the basic power of the universe.
I'm very proud of you and all of your people.
It went all right.
I really wonder what that was like in the world, this news.
On the greatest scientific gamble in history.
How many people died? That's not anything that is mentioned, right? In the proud speeches. We're strong, we're smart, yay. I get though that if you're in a war that they're like happier that they're winning than they're losing, of course, but aren't they a little bit like, that was a bit much?
The world will remember this day.
That's a very correct thing to say.
It's too soon to determine what the results of the bombing are, But I'll bet the Japanese didn't like it.
Oh boy. I wonder though, sometimes I want to admit that I don't know how I would react if I was in this audience, right? It's so different watching a movie decades later than something happened. It's very easy to be like, oh my god, how could they?
I just wish we had it in time to use against the Germans.
Damn, I love the filmmaking here.
What we did at Hiroshima was...
And Nagasaki.
Oh yeah, and the other one.
No, let us bring our boys home.
Well, it was hardly my invention.
It was. You on the cover of Time.
You're responsible.
The Russians have good physicists and abundant resources.
Abundant?
Yes.
I don't think so.
That's a bit of arrogance, isn't it?
You're leaving Los Alamos. What should we do with it?
Give it back to the Indians.
He's not liking this conversation one bit.
They care who dropped it. I did. Hiroshima isn't about you.
I was thinking that earlier. He didn't decide, but he gave them the ace. He gave them the winning hand.
Klaus Fuchs, the British scientist that you put onto the implosion team at Los Alamos, that was spying for the Soviets the whole time.
Oh boy.
The FBI stepped up surveillance on him. Followed everywhere. Trash stick through.
And he didn't know.
Wake up! It is wrong. It's always been frozen. You know it.
She's like, I'm not gonna use arguments. I'm just gonna make it very clear what I think.
I'll have to consult my lawyers, Louis.
Don't take too long. I can't keep Nichols at bay.
But you won't keep him at bay, so that's that.
Sorry it's come to this, Robert.
It's especially interesting because here we have this great genius guy versus this person who, what was it, not schooled and a shoe salesman and getting played at in chess.
As an AC counsel, I can't represent you. I'll call Lloyd Garrison.
Oh, he's good.
The best. But this won't be a fair fight.
Right, so now the movie storyline is caught up with the present thing that is constantly being referenced.
You let my client sit here and potentially perjure himself, and all this time, you had a recording? Can we hear this recording?
You don't have the clearance, Mr. Garrison.
Dude, like...
Is this proceeding interested in entrapment or in truth? If it's truth, where's the disclosure? Where's the witness list?
Mr. Garrison, this isn't a trial, as you are well aware.
Oh, that's so frustrating. So we're just gonna do it like this, so there's no way that any rule that should protect him.
Frost told him that you and Ruth Tolman have been having an affair for years. He convinced Lawrence that Richard died of a broken heart.
That's absurd.
What's heart?
A broken heart? Richard never found out.
Damn, like he really knew how to get to the ladies.
We have a whole series of super moms. What more do you want? Mermaids.
I think it's actually a good tactic to make them look absurd.
Garrison, given that we on the board have all read the letter, wouldn't it be better to have it in the record?
This is disgusting. Like from a legal perspective, no matter who's on trial, this is just not on the not trial. This is so icky. We've all read the letter. We have not.
J. Robert Oppenheimer is an agent of the Soviet Union.
Fucking.
A sufficiently hardened communist that he volunteered information to the Soviets.
It's hard to watch.
Most of the scientists in this country would prefer to see Mr. Strauss completely out of government.
You're referring to the hostility of certain scientists.
Because of the personal vindictiveness he demonstrated.
Oh, full body chills.
Strauss never forgave him his public humiliation.
And now it's second public humiliation. Once is bad, but twice he kind of set himself up. Oh.
The personal security system in order to destroy Oppenheimer's effectiveness.
Ooh, he's loving this.
Not clear him today. Good, thank you, General. That is all. But I don't think I'd clear any of those guys. That's all.
Keep talking.
You're here questioning his basic loyalty to the United States in the operation of Los Alamos.
By no means. I hope I didn't lead anyone to believe otherwise for an instant.
That's a good clarification. Good question. Nobody would be cleared, which says a lot. And also, like, he has nothing to do with the spy.
If I were on the Grey Board, I would have protested against the tactics of the man who served, in fact, as the prosecuting counsel. A man appointed not by the board, but by Louis Strauss.
Damn, he is telling them.
I knew that Robert gave money from time to time.
Did you know this money was going into Communist Party channels?
I think you mean through Communist Party channels, don't you?
She's lawyering him.
Two types of communists. Intellectual communists and your plain old regular commie.
There's a difference between a member and being interested. Although, you know, he's loving that guy. Who's that guy in the back? I'd love him.
When did your strong moral convictions develop?
When it became clear to me that we would tend to use any weapon we had.
Without any limit.
We have voted 2-1 to deny the renewal of your security clearance.
I had this distrust for Strauss a while back already, but never to this extent. Like, oof.
Undenied. Yeah? I'm afraid so, sir. All right.
First one since what, 1925?
3, led by the junior senator from Massachusetts. Young guy trying to make a name for himself.
What's his name?
John F. Kennedy.
Oh, what? Dude trying to make a name for himself? What?
Maybe they should just invite Oppenheimer instead.
Maybe they will.
Damn, if I were him, I would keep it low.
Einstein by the pond.
Since nobody really knows what they said to each other that day, is it possible they didn't talk about you at all? Possible they spoke about something more important.
I think that's the thing though, when you're someone setting things up and being schemy, you see schemes everywhere, but other people might not be doing that. Now I'm very curious to see what they're gonna say.
You once held a reception for me in Berkeley. You gave me an award. You all thought that I had lost the ability to understand what I'd started. The award really wasn't for me. It was for all of you. Now it's your turn to deal with the consequences of your achievement. When they've punished you enough, they'll serve you salmon and potato salad.
Oh, what?
Like speeches. Give you a medal. Pat you on the back. Tell you all is forgiven. Just remember, it won't be for you. It will be for them.
Ooh.
Open.
Full body chills.
We thought we might start a chain reaction that would destroy the entire world.
What of it?
I believe we did.
Oh, man. Oh, this image is so famous, right? Oh, wow, movie. American Prometheus. I don't know how to pronounce it in English, sorry. Oh, wow, I feel like this movie was just a full-on experience. I feel like I also need to let it sink in. I know that this was a really long movie, and I was not bored 1 minute of it. And I know that other people have felt that way, but I feel like the pacing was so quickly. And many times you had a scene and I was like, oh, I want to comment something, and immediately was already the next scene. Like, it was a quick movie. And they had a lot that they had to put in there, because you have the scientific development, the politics around it, then the politics before and after. Not just about this person's life, but also a very political movie and explaining like how the puppets are played, you know? Yeah, I've always loved Christopher Nolan's movies. I still need to watch a few. This was another experience that I've loved so much, and I think he did a great job. Apparently there's something that I need to watch after this as well. Something after the bomb. Is that it? But yeah, I love this movie a lot. The music was amazing. The actors did all such a good job. Like, it was just a list of incredible names, and I feel like they all played the part very well. Because I thought like maybe it would be hard to see some people away from their roles that we know them from, like not Iron Man. But Robert Downey Jr. did a great job. With Matt Damon, I've already decided a long time ago that I feel like he fits every role that he does. But yeah, the visuals, the storyline, the pace, the music, I loved it all. I enjoyed this movie a whole lot. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to watch the full reaction together with me, the 3-hour one, you can do that over on Patreon. And I'll see you in the next one. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye bye.